Hello! It's time for your August Q&A with the Ninth Dimension Arcturian Council. Today, they offer guidance on possibility and opportunity opening up and presenting itself to you in your energy field when you have chosen that the time is right. They also go over curiosity and how it begins the path of exploration and expansion. And lastly, the most important thing we need to remember as a collective right now. Before we get started, I wanted to share something a little personal with you. Ever since I can remember, I've had this feeling inside me that said, when's it gonna happen? Like, I'm bored with this same old cycle of life. The seasons, they come and go. We keep following the same old paths. We keep doing the same old things. When are things gonna really get shaken up? When are we really gonna start to wake up? When is gonna get real? It's like I knew that something big was gonna happen in this lifetime, and I've just been waiting for it. Okay, so beginning of 2020, when all of this started going down, I was like, yeah, it's finally happening. Well, here we are. And let's just say, there are many moments I wish we could now just fast forward to the sunnier side of the street, if you know what I mean. Because this is hard, right? So if you need a little pep talk or a reminder of what we signed up for, then definitely stick around till the end. Welcome back to my channel, The Unravel Collective. My name is Yvonne, and I love to unravel the human condition to reveal the multidimensional self. I offer channeled guidance, and every month, my IG family submit their questions to me. So let's get started. Question number 1 is by @FailureFriendly. Single at 31, loving it, and also yearning for babies. Should I get to dating now or wait? I really love this question. So here's what the Arcturians had to share with you. This question brings us a great amount of pleasure, for we can see that this individual has done an enormous amount of growth, self-development, self-awareness, and there is a great amount of love that this individual has to offer. And this brings us so much joy. What we're seeing here is an energy that's not taking this time for advantage. Many on the earth plane forget that this is a very special place to be. And although it's difficult and challenging and quite dense, it is also a magnificent opportunity to explore oneself and to evolve oneself spiritually. This is a school that's very effective at providing opportunity for very fast growth. And it can be very efficient and very effective, but it can also take time depending on the awareness of the individual. And what we're seeing here is that this individual has not wasted any time with self-development and self-awareness and spiritual growth. And so what we're seeing is that in regards to this question, they are right on track for exactly what's presented to them as opportunity in the path of development. This lifetime, it was really important for this individual to know oneself and stand firmly in oneself. In past lifetimes, it was a challenge to stick up for oneself. It was a challenge to discern what is me and what is you. What is it that I desire, rather than merging with what you desire and creating a life that's revolving around the expectations of others. In this lifetime, the great lesson has been learned. In this lifetime, there's no doubt that what I want is very clear, what I know is good for me is very clear, and how I want to take a step forward with my free will and my choice is very clear. And so, saying all of this, it's with great joy that we can say that there's very little advice that we can give here, because this strong sense of clarity of what is best for me is so dominant in this individual that this time there's no doubt in our minds, so to speak, that when the time is right, this individual will begin to grow a family. Let's see a clip of the actual channeling to hear what else they shared.
And when this time is right, the opportunity will present itself to them because they will, with clarity, open their energy field up to the possibility. So when she says, should I get to dating or wait? Well, this is not something we can say. We cannot give this type of advice because this is a personal choice. And we can, again, with joy, much joy here, say that this individual will know what to do when the time is right for them. So when there is the calling to say, yes, now is the time. Now is the time to begin to open my energy field to this possibility. When that occurs, the moment that occurs, the moment the energy field is altered with this choice, they will begin to be presented with opportunity in the means of companionship and relationship. And then it will, of course, unfold to the possibility of having a child and a family. But every step of the way is very much a choice. And being very clear on who do I want to create this family with. Now, we do want to say that there is good news here in that there is a child waiting. There is a child on the other side who is smiling at this moment, who is preciously awaiting for the timing to present itself to enter the world. And there is a beautiful union that will take place among all of you who are included in this family. This will be a very powerful, powerful family and very powerful union, in which all of you will be supported in much growth and much more what we would call conscious evolution. So our advice to you is not to worry too much about this at this time, for you are exactly where you need to be, and you will move forward when the time is right and it feels good to you and the calling is strong enough to have you step forward.
Thank you so much for your question at Friendly Failure. Hey, second question is by @Motherwood, and if you're not following this person on IG, please go do that. She's one of my favorite accounts, @Motherwood. And her question is, what around career transitions is coming up? And this is what they had to say. This is another individual that we have the great pleasure of communicating with at this time, and we would like to say that there's a lot of joy around this individual at this time as we look at the current energy and what is to come. What we have to say here, again, not to be disappointing, is that she's truly expanding herself into a very rich family, a very rich experience of life. And so there's very little guidance we can give to this individual around the idea of career and transitions coming up for her. However, if we take a look, we can see that she's ever expanding and ever evolving. She is a student of life, which is a beautiful thing. She holds much curiosity. So let's watch a clip of what else they shared about this curiosity.
This curiosity often begins a path of exploration. And she is not one to fear exploration. She is not one to fear learning, or as many are hesitant to change or evolve into something unknown. This individual actually embraces change and embraces the idea of, oh, I once thought and felt this, and now I have seen and learned and evolved into thinking, believing, seeing, feeling this now. And this is opening me up to a new path. a new desire, a new creation. And so this is a beautiful, beautiful gift this individual has. And so we do see that she will be perhaps incorporating all of her education, all of her training, all of her curiosities, and combining them into a very lucrative business in which she is offering health, she is offering the idea of freedom, she is offering the idea of love into the world in a very unique sort of package.
They go on to share. Now, we will not be able to give detail on this because this will alter her evolution and her own growth, because each creation provides healing. Each step into the creating of something to offer the community or the world at large, or even a small group of people, or even just something to offer yourself, is an act of healing. Creation is always a journey into healing, knowing all the parts of oneself. Here it is where I've grown, and here's what I have to offer. Here's where I'm still scared, and here's what I want to offer. Here is where I have expanded past my old limitations and beliefs, and here is what I have to offer. Each step toward creation opens you more into knowing yourself, and by doing so, you expand yourself and possibility into the world and all around you, which then offers the possibility to step into a whole new realm of expansion. Here's another clip and more of what they shared.
So we do see that there is a very bright future here because, as we said, this is an individual that does not fear change, does not fear failure, does not fear the idea of trying something new. And again, we can say that there will be quite a unique creation that this individual will find very beneficial to those that she is trying to offer support to. And what we're seeing is that there is going to be much success in this idea, much abundance and support. Yes, support in the idea of will resonate with others, and others will be very happy to step in to the world that she is creating of love, health, freedom, consciousness, of course, and everything that this individual chooses to do or to step into will, for the most part, be a success, because this individual is very attuned to listening to her intuition and messages, and when something calls her, she takes action. So this again is an individual that doesn't need much guidance because she holds the power of her own wisdom within her, and she is very good at following her wisdom. So we would only encourage her to continue doing this and know that the future does hold a very lucrative and very effective offer for supporting her community and those that she would like to reach out to.
Thank you so much for your question at Motherwood. Question number 3 by at Melinda Diorio. What is the most important thing for us to remember as a collective right now? This is what they shared. This question makes so much sense right now, as it appears that there seems to be so much confusion, anxiety, sadness, anger, disillusionment in the world at this time. And we say this with love and compassion for the experience that you are going through right now. We want to remind you that as we share what we share, we are always sharing with absolute love and compassion for what the challenge of the experience that you are currently undergoing on the earth plane is. And we would also like to let you know that This is a time that you very specifically signed up for, and that this is what we would like to remind the collective, specifically those who are watching this video and this transmission. If you are here, you're most definitely aware that there is a contribution that you've come here to make. So here's what else they shared.
And so we would like to remind you all to continue stepping forward into the unfolding of your contribution. In that every single one of you has chosen to be here at this time because of the magnitude of the transition occurring in this time frame of the earth plane. This is a time frame that will not easily just instantly transition and poof, we are on the other side of something magical. Although this will come to be in time, however, this is a very deliberate and intentional journey you have placed upon yourselves to untap and remember your own powers. And so here we can see, especially if you are watching this, that you are already in the midst of the glimpse of your own powers and tapping into the spiritual and quantum realm, so to speak. This is the future of the earth plane, where this will no longer be strange or different. This will be the norm, that every human being is consciously evolved to the level of playing in the quantum realm, playing with the idea of higher consciousness, the idea of open hearts, the idea of frequency and vibrational healing. This is where we are headed.
And so the one thing we would like to remind you all to continue doing is to continue being brave enough to step into these magical spaces in which you create for yourself as you listen to your messages, as you listen to your intuition, and you listen to your callings. You have many spirit guides. Some of you have galactic families, and many of you have angels that are always surrounding you, always nudging you in the right direction. But it's always up to you. Here's more.
It is always your own free will and choice to choose when and how you step forward into your own healing, into your own creation, into your own reality, into ultimately your own contribution in this world. We want to emphasize this again. Each of you has chosen to be here because you knew the magnitude of this time, the significance of this time, the transformation taking place at this time, and the challenge of the transformation, and that it would take brave souls to initiate it, to cultivate it, to move it forward and forward and forward, to hold space for it, and to be the ones that are the innovators of this time, the ones that are brave enough to step into an unknown territory and create the new earth. Each of you has this power. Each of you is currently undergoing the upgrades and the evolution consciously, and the healing that needs to take place in order to take action on these new discoveries of yourself.
They end with, so yes, this is all we have to say for all of those of you who are watching. And the message may have been different if you were not interested in this type of thing, but we know who's watching and we know what you need to hear. So please continue with your courage, continue with your love, and continue with your deliberate and intentional spiritual growth toward your own healing and your own transformation. for this will step you forward to a collective transformation. Thank you so much for your question, at Melinda Diorio. Thank you all so much for joining me today for the August Q&A with the 9th Dimension Arcturian Council. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you're interested in submitting a question for the September Q&A, please come join the community at the.unravel collective on Instagram. And if you liked this video, please give me your thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Have a great day, and until next time, bye-bye.